Hello lovelies, it's Lex, and I thought that instead of doing a speed build that we would maybe do a kind of tutorial thing. I have people ask me to do Sims tutorials all the time, but I never know what anybody wants, really, if that makes sense. But I think I thought of something that you guys might be interested in knowing how to do, and that would be like sunken living rooms, sunken dining rooms, sunken rooms. So it's not as hard as you might think that it is, which is pretty nice. So all you really need to do is make your room, you know, whatever you want. I'm just going to use this square tool so you guys can see. So now we have just our basic room shape, all right? And why don't we decide that we want half of this room to be a sunken room. So you need to go into the foundation and make sure that you have a foundation, and that's what's going to allow you to have a sunken room here. So now we're going to have the whole room kind of raised up like this. And then all you're going to need to do is put in a wall that's going to separate what part that you want to be the sunken part and what part that you want to be the, you know, the raised up portion. So I'm just going to go ahead and divide the room just straight in half so you guys can see everything a little bit better here. So now we have these two separate halves here. They're both still raised up at the moment, and if we wanted to, we could even make that higher if we wanted, so that you would have a little bit more of a difference between them. But I think I like this height here. So we have our two separate halves. So now all you need to do is go up to the top bar here where you have all your tools, and you want to click the sledgehammer tool. And all you need to do is select the side that you want to be the sunken part, and you'll highlight the floor. I think I'm going to make the front part of this sunken so that you guys can see it here. But so all you need to do is go onto the floor and then click it, and now the floor is gone. So now we have one part that's down onto the ground, and we have our other part that's up a little bit higher here. So now we have a sunken area. So you would just go ahead and get rid of the wall in the middle like normal, you know, so because we want this to all be one room here. So we still have it just as one room here. It's just one part is, you know, sunken down, the other part is not. So then you would just put in your stairs like you normally would, just like a regular thing. So we would have our stairs there. And I think what I'm gonna do for this one is the only thing that sucks about this is that, like, once I put the flooring in, right? So let's go ahead and we'll say that, like, this part is wood and this part's tile, because, you know, whatever, who cares? So the only thing that I'm not a big fan of for this method, which this is really the only method I can think of to be able to do this, is that this foundation portion will always be there. You can't get rid of it. So you need to put your, like, you know, your foundation coloring in for whatever you want it to be, but the bottom of the inside of this particular part, you know, you will always be able to see that stone. There isn't a way to do this without seeing that foundation portion. As far as I know, I haven't seen anybody do it in a way that you can do it like that, if you know what I mean. The other thing you can do is you aren't able to put the doors underneath the foundation, right? So if you wanted the door to be on this side, you would, you know, just put your door in there, and then you would get one of the little platforms, and let's say we just do this and then just pop it in there right next to your door. So you could have, you know, you could have a staircase going down on either side here if you wanted, like this, from where your simmies walk in, you know. So your simmies walk in there, there's two sets of stairs on either side, and then there's this portion over here. We could push this back, you know, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. It's a pretty neat trick to be able to do here. And then the even better part is that you can just add another set of stairs on this portion still, and have, you know, your Sims be able to go upstairs there. This is also a way that you can do L-shaped steps. If you guys have been wondering how to do L-shaped stairs, you just do that, like, sunken living room technique. And then instead of having the space be this big, you would just put your steps, let me move these guys so you guys can see. You would just put your steps, you know, lined up with these, however you wanted the L-shaped platform to be. So they would probably be like over there where I can't move them. There, we'll do that so we can move them. So they probably would, you would probably want them to be about here, you know, like that. So then this part would be sectioned off here, you know, kind of like this. But you get the idea. That's how you would kind of do your L-shaped steps, you know, just be kind of like that. I'm hoping that maybe we get L-shaped stairs soon, but yeah, that's how you do the sunken living rooms, guys. It's not that bad. Let me delete everything on here and we'll do another one just to show you again. So you make your room. You add on your foundation here. There we go. You decide what part you want to be sunken. Let's go ahead and do a different shape this time. And we'll say that just this little back corner is the sunken part and everything else isn't. So you separate your room. You get your sledgehammer tool. You delete your floor. I like to go back in and then delete the walls in the middle here. Because I usually end up putting fencing around that portion. So you would go ahead and do that. Throw in, you know, the steps that you like. So let's say we're just gonna put one little step there. And like I said, I like to put the fencing in. So I would just do like that to kind of separate it. And there you go. You got a sunken portion, you got an upper portion. Let's throw a door in there and, you know, just some flooring so you guys can see. But yeah, that's it. It's not that bad. I know it seems a lot more complicated than it really is, but it definitely is something that can take a while to figure out how to do if you have never done it before. And the way that the building tools are set up, they're supposed to be a lot more user friendly, but I totally understand why a lot of people don't do this and why a lot of people have maybe problems figuring out how to do this, but that's how you do it. I hope that this tutorial helped you out a little bit. I hope this is something that maybe you guys enjoyed. Maybe there's some other ones that you're curious about how to do, but yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see everybody later on.